All right, guys, I'm going to get started on the call this week. So welcome to our weekly Team Perseverance team call. Today is April 27th as we're heading into the end of the month, and a couple announcements going to go over. But first, for all the new coaches and those that don't know me, my name is Dave Atkins. I'm your upline Star Diamond and the founding coach of Team Perseverance. We just came off a great Super Saturday. For so many of us that were there, traveling all over the country to get there. We had a great one here in New York. It went really well. We tried out the workout size. We had a really good time. I even gave it a whirl myself. I think I'm going to be in the infomercial. I'm going to go for it. But it was we had a really good time with the workout. So with that, I'm going to get right into some announcements. I'm sorry I keep itching my eye here. I have an eye itch. Couple of announcements for the week. Number one is it's the last week. We are still pushing going for green, all right, to break as many emeralds as possible in our team. So the deadline really to do it that we're shooting for is the end of the month. So this means that by this Thursday, because today is the 27th, which means by this Thursday, and I'm just looking here at the calendar, where are we here? So this Thursday, the 30th, would be the last time to wake up to rank advance. And the reason I say that is because Beachbody weeks go Thursday through Wednesday. So for you to be an Emerald coach and get it by the end of the month of April, you'd have to wake up on Thursday as an Emerald coach, because next Thursday, if you qualified, it would be in May. And remember, to be Emeralds, you have to be quote-unquote active and meet the 50 personal volume point requirement, and the 2 coaches you sponsor need to be active. So they got to have the 50 PV. It's the 50 PV. It's the start date is the date they sign up, and it goes every 30 days. So we are going for that. We had a ton of Emeralds break every Thursday. I'm seeing so many of them. So I'd love to see some more of you guys rock the house and reach Emerald, because so many great things happen when you reach Emerald that we discussed on previous calls. Second, we are heading into week 2 of our challenge groups, our 30-day challenge groups to help people get the best results possible. So make sure you are engaging in the groups. Guys, I can't say this enough, and I can't stress it enough, that if you are not engaging in the group, you cannot expect for your own challenges to be engaging in the group. And if you are a coach that signed up to be in a challenge group that's being run by a captain or your upline diamond or whatever it is, and you signed up and you're not posting to do anything, you're doing nothing but making the group look bad. I'm going to be honest. We have amazing people in there, and when you disappear, new people notice, like, who's this person, Dave Atkins, and I never see his name, and then they think, well, he didn't post, so then I don't need to post. I would say the vast majority of our team does a phenomenal job. We're doing absolutely great. But just remember, this is not about us. It's about our new people and helping them get the best results possible. So while you're taking care of yourself, you will be helping the challenges as well. So take care of yourself first, push play, and please check in with the challenge groups, all right? As I say, the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Next, Coach Basics, our 30-day coach training starts on Monday. So it's being coordinated. It's being coordinated by your upline diamond. So I did put a post up on our coaches page about it. So if I am your upline diamond, please put your name below and your sponsor's name in parentheses. For everybody else, please reach out to your upline diamond who may have put up a post already or reached out to you already, however they are doing it. But it's always the first Monday of every month. So if you have not got in, this Coach Basics is basically 30 days worth of training to teach you everything you need to do to get your business growing and on its way to being very successful. Let's not forget the new workout size with Sean T that's coming out. That will be out in Summit. And also, let's not forget about the Beachbody Performance line that will also be coming out at Summit. Last but not least, and I'm going to ask some of you to unmute your mics that have been at Summit, because we kind of did a little bit of this at our Super Saturday. Summit is coming up in July, okay? And this is kind of going to lead into my topic tonight before we do recognition. But guys, I'm going to tell you right now, and I've said this before, when I went to my first summit, my income went up 700% the first year, and it tripled the year after, okay? If you are serious about building this business, you need to get to Summit. It's going to pay you back dividends time and time and time again. It's going to come back to you from what you're going to learn at Summit. So whatever reason you're giving yourself right now, I'm telling you, it's an excuse. I'm going to be very real tonight with some of the things I'm going to go over to be successful. If you're saying I have activities to go on, I have things going on with my kids, this is the thing, guys, and I said this at Super Saturday. Did I miss my daughter's softball game this weekend? Yes. Did I miss my daughter's swim lessons this weekend? Yes. But this is the thing. I am making sacrifices now and missing things now so that I can create a life so that I can retire early and make many more memories in the very near future. So you either can pay now and play later, or you can play now and pay later on in your life. So it's about making sacrifices. So Summit is not going to be easy. I know Danielle Nett, who was at our Super Saturday, is a single mom of 4 kids who has her ticket, and she's figuring out a way to make it happen. I know we're going to be juggling our kids around. So whatever is in your head right now, why you're not going to Summit, even if it's I don't have the money, you know what? I'm not telling you to charge it, but I charged it on a charge card the first year, and I made it back 10 times over. You need to be at Summit. So I'd like for some of the diamonds, or actually anybody that's been at Summit before, feel free, and don't leave me hanging here, some of you guys, to unmute your line and why you think the importance of going to Summit. I know I'm putting you on the spot. We did this at Super Saturday, and we got some great feedback. Anybody? Go. Oh, I see Gina. Go ahead, Gina.
The one thing I think that stood out is it just makes it so much more real. When you see these people that are just like you and I, and when you see them telling their story, and how they were able to achieve it, it just builds your confidence, and it makes you aware that you have it in you, or you actually during that time you stop and wonder, why not me? Why not me? And the whole entire time while you're sitting there and hearing their stories and going to the trainings and having them help you, they're so high up in the organization, but they're taking time to train you and save you some steps that they went through. And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to sit there and say, you know what, I can have this too. So I think that was my aha moment from that, to make it more real.
That's great. No, I like it. And that's the very truth. This business is very lonely, being at home, and you don't realize what you're part of until you go to live events. Super Saturday is just the tip of the iceberg. Mm-hmm. Anybody else want to talk about Summit that's been there? Shan, I'll mute you. Go ahead, Sean.
I guess it's not just Summit. It's really any live event. It's just amazing to be around people that are just like us. I mean, same thing Gina said. Like going to Summit and Cancun, I have to be honest that I was so nervous thinking you're going to walk into a place. Beachbody coaches, people think, oh my gosh, everybody's fit, everybody's drop dead gorgeous. It's so not the case. I mean, everybody is just normal people. Like there's really no reason to be nervous to go to an event like this, but just to be surrounded by all these people that they're all just like us, and they all treat you like you're like them, even if they're millionaires. Like it's amazing. It's just amazing.
Totally. I totally agree. Thank you, Sean. Anybody else? My wife is saying, Dave, can you hear me? I can hear her from upstairs to downstairs, but go ahead. No, I gotta, yeah, hold on. No, your mic's not working. You just turned it off. Hold on, I'm gonna unmute you. Let me try again. Don't touch anything. Now it won't let me. Sorry. Anybody else want to say anything? No? You know, I'll put somebody on the spot. I'm looking right at Charisse right now. But she's not unmuting. I won't put
All right, I am muted.
All right.
Well, I have to say the best thing is just being with the team in such an intense kind of circumstance, because when I went to Summit last year, I didn't know anybody on our team from real life. I only knew everyone virtually except for Dave because we grew up together. But every other person on the team, like, I'll never forget, everyone was waiting online for Core to open, the big superstore. And I walked up to the group and everyone just like screamed and hugged me. I felt like I was a celebrity. It was ridiculous. And it was just all of my best friends from my online Beachbody world, that I was meeting for the first time. And it was so incredible. And it just, I don't know, you have to go through that experience with your team because it makes you more of a team than you could ever feel or be part of under any other circumstance. So that's really my favorite part of it is bonding with the rest of the team.
And it was like that in Cancun too.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Charisse. Anybody else want to add one more? Chris, you want to try again? No. Sorry, you can come upstairs if you want to talk over my shoulder. But, all right, guys, so, she's coming up. All right, we're going to end the call now. No, I'm just messing. So with that up, I'll just wait for her to come.
I don't know what's wrong with my thing.
It's not working.
Hi. No, I was just going to kind of reiterate what everybody else said, that number one, being part of your team and seeing your team, even at Super Saturday, we had the same thing. We're like, oh my God, I only know you, like you're real, touching people. And I think that to be at Summit, to see what you are a part of and how huge Beachbody is and how amazing it is, it's nothing you can put into words. It's just something you have to experience to understand, right?
Yes.
And the amount of tears and laughter, like there are so many touching things that will happen in like those 4 days that you're there, that you're going to be blown away, and you're going to be getting on the plane on the way home like, oh my gosh, fired up. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm like ready to go. So you got to do it. You got to go. Telling you, if you're going to watch, if you don't go, you're going to see all our pictures and see how happy we are and how much fun we're having, and you're going to regret it. I promise you. And then you have to wait an entire year to do it again. The end.
The end. Thank you. So with that, guys, there's still room. CoachSummit.com. Get your ticket. We're going to have an amazing time. It's a business. It's a tax write-off. 1,000 ways. I promise it will come back to you. If you're somebody that's serious and you want to build this to a 6-figure business or more, part-time, from home, you need to get to Summit. So with that, moving on, I'm going to get right into some recognition, and then we're going to get right into tonight's call topic. So bear with me here. Let me get into it. I want to just go, I really am enjoying giving shout-outs to those that hit Success Club thus far this month, and then get right into the team volume. So let me get into, let's see this. So those that have hit Success Club thus far for April, there's a couple more days left. Myself at 8 points, Lynn Stewart 23, Darlene Champ at 10, Kristen Smalls 19, Laura Schiller 16, Emily Huck 12, Amy Franchi 21, Erin Shembari 12. Again, here I go again with butchering names. Kay Fazio 14, Donna Versace 17, Shannon Larice 8, Jessica Lacalzi 5, my wife 9, Tara Richmond 10, Devon Wheaton 12, Devin Wheaton 12, Suzanne Melandro 22, Jonna Lynn 5, Sharice Nolson 8, Katie Emanuel 6, Danielle and Mateo 5, Maria Peterson 5, Gabriella Lombardi 5, Michelle Sespadis 8, Matt Guy 13, Erin Minner 6, Colin Ciccarelli 5, Laura Sheridan 8. Guys, this is crazy. Janine Gershinoff 8, Christina Carino 6, Lauren Lavelle 6, Mary Reed Pasilla 12, Robin Ward 8, Grace Goncalves 6, Gina Strecco 8, Liz Mangione 6, Michelle Delasala 5, Denise Robson 7, Shauna Carlucci 7, Beth Feldman 2, and Joni Greenwood 2. Holy bananas. That is a very big list, everybody. It's awesome. Now, getting into our team volume, these are people with 100 volume points or more. We have Stacy Ferranti at 180, Shauna Carlucci 180, Michelle Della Sala 120, Joanna Amadeus at 135, Tony Carlucci at 120, Rhonda McKierney 120, Samantha Healy 105, Suzanne Henson at 135, Shauna Carlucci again 180. There's two business centers that Shauna's talking about there. Maureen Garrett, 155. Leslie Feely, 169. Elizabeth Mangione, 142. Jacqueline O'Donnell, 180. Janine Gershinoff, 192. Natalie Riccotti, 135. Joni Greenwood, 135. Deborah Kane, 135. Elizabeth Mullenbrook, 150. Lisa Kalikia, 180. Jamie Hyla, 125. Maria Sideropoulos, 135. Richie Waldron, 155. Angela O'Rourke, 180. Natasha Puckhaber, 135. Lauren Lavelle, 180. Carol McCallor, 135. Christine Baisley, 110. Alondra De Leon, 135. Kerry-Ann Torrisilio, 105. And Dawn Federico, 180. Okay, moving on. In the 100 club, you know what? I think I actually threw everybody a bone. I think I used to do the 200 club or more. So this is why it's long. Brooke Duncan, 180. Kelly Wendy, 180. Sarah McGinnis, 180. Aracelis Musgrove, 180. Brandy Nicholson, 180. Karen Gampel, 180. Dory Mailman, 149. So great work, guys. In the 200 club, we have Stacy Larice at 230, Emily Huck, 215, and let's see, who else in the 200 club? 200 club, Grace Goncalves at 259, Michelle Messimer at 270, Patricia Duffy at 232, Tara Richmond at 225, and that's a 200 club. In the 300 club, we have Lisa Marr at 322. Kelly Romanowitz at 310. And again, guys, I always want to apologize if I mess up your names. I'm sorry. Mary Pasilia at 315. And Karen Shepard at 360. Gina Strecco, 305. Laura Carter, 305. Susan Stein, 310. And I think that's it in the 300 club. Yes, and in the 400, we have a couple 400s. Rob Staples, 447. Shannon Larice, 450. Anybody else in the 400 club? Nope, that's it in the 400. Just making sure everybody. Oh, we have Kristen Smalls at 450. Way to go, Kristen. And I think that's it in the 400 club. Now the winner is in the 500 club, and it was a very, very close race here. But in second place with, with 553 points is Sharice Nolson. Congratulations, Sharice. And in first place with 575 team volume points is Suzanne Chase. So, Suzanne, congratulations at 575. Awesome work. So, with that, are there any questions from anybody on anything? No questions. All right, guys, and tonight I'm going to get into, and for those of you that weren't Super Saturday, I kind of took what I put down of 4 things that you must have in this business to be a successful coach, and I'm going to be going over them again tonight. So I hope everybody has a pen and paper to take some notes, and if you don't, get a pen and paper to take some notes, because I'm going to go over 4 things that you must have to be successful in this business. And then from there, there's some sub things I'm going to go over, okay? Very important. Number 1, guys, and again, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to tell you something that you want to hear. I'm going to tell each and every one of you on this team stuff that you need to hear, okay? So I'm going to tell you as a leader what you need to hear. Maybe this isn't things that you want to hear to be successful. Number one, and write this down, you must have a championship work ethic and be willing to make sacrifices. You must have a championship work ethic and willing to make sacrifices. If you want to be the best, you need to work harder than everybody else, period. If you want to be the best, you need to work harder than everybody else. My thing is, I might not be the smartest coach, but I know I've said to Kristen before that one of my things is I will not be outworked, all right? Because I know at the end of the day, if I work harder than everybody else or I work every day and I'm consistent and I have a championship work ethic, that I'll be willing, and I'm willing to make sacrifices, that I'll be successful. And this goes with something I learned very early on. When I was a little kid, this is probably I was around 11 or 12 years old, I loved baseball. Loved it. It was my life. I played in multiple leagues. I played on the travel team. It was part of my life. And a close friend of mine at the time that I played on travel ball with, that came from a very, I guess, wealthy family, had a batting cage in the backyard of his house. And I used to go there, and we used to hit all day, and we used to practice, and we went there after baseball practice, and we would practice baseball, and I loved it. And I remember going to my mom and dad, and at the time I said, Mom, Dad, I want you to get me a pitching machine. I want you to buy me a pitching machine, and I want to get it in my backyard. And I remember my mom and dad kind of laughed at me because I knew it was like a couple $1,000s, and they basically told me that if you want a pitching machine, that you're going to have to make the sacrifices and you're going to have to save up for it yourself. Now, being 11 years old, you can think of this. I'm a little kid. I'm in 5th grade, and I need to save up probably about $3,000. So I got a newspaper route in the town I grew up, and I worked my butt off 7 days a week. I delivered the newspapers, rain, snow, sun, whatever it was. I was out there delivering newspapers, guys, and I'd have to go and collect. And collect is when I had to go try and collect the money. And I worked my butt off because people wouldn't pay me. People wouldn't tip me. I'd have to go back out and collect. But I was so determined that I'm going to make the sacrifices and I'm going to get this pitching machine. So I'm going to have this vision and put my mind to it. Before I started this journey, and I want to show you guys something, I wrote this letter to my mom and dad. And what this says here, it says, I, David Atkins, say I can save up for a pitching machine. I believe in myself. Signed, David Atkins. And my mother had, and that's an angel, like a little angel statue on the top there. But I wrote this letter out probably when I was about 11 or 12 years old. And guys, I worked my butt off. I made the sacrifices, and I got my pitching machine. And it was in my backyard, and I had this like 90-foot net. And I didn't have a big, huge yard where my friend had it, where it was set back. I mean, school buses would stop to look to see what it was. I remember some people thought it was a trap to catch birds. But literally, I learned early on that I need to work my butt off because success never goes on sale. It never goes on discount. And I needed to have that work ethic and apply it to everything in life, from the state police to my position where I am today, to this business, to saying, yes, I have an amazing business now, and I have bigger dreams and visions and goals, that I'm going to need to make the sacrifices. Tonight, getting together with all of you on a Monday night, is a sacrifice. That's what this is about. You guys being here on the call is a sacrifice. Getting to Summit is a sacrifice, but you must, and I repeat, have a championship work ethic and be willing to make sacrifices. If you want to be the best, you need to work harder than everybody else. That's number one. Okay? Number two, understand that you will face adversity and you will fail. I'm going to repeat that and write it down if you don't have it. Understand that you will face adversity and you will fail. Right now, each and every one of you that is on this call, and every coach, your success is going to be based on your ability to accept and overcome failure, period. Your success is going to be based on your ability to accept and overcome failure. All right, guys, this business is not hard, but it requires hard work. It's going to require people telling you that they are not interested in your challenge group. It's going to be part of you dealing with people that are not going to be interested in coaching. It's going to be you being consistent and being determined to take the no's and move on and accept the failure and move on. I face it every day. The first of the month is a fresh month for everybody to get new challengers. It's no easier for you than it is for me. As a matter of fact, for a lot of the leaders on this team, it's actually harder. We may know the tools better, but our market is tapped out. So we need to be constantly adding to our list. Okay? But it goes back to point one. We all have championship work ethics, and we're willing to make sacrifices. Because I can tell you right now, for those I just see on the front right here, Michelle Delasala, Sharice Nolson, Shanna, a Maria Peterson, a Shannon, a Denise, I'm looking, my wife Kristen, Gina, these are on my first window here. We work our butts off to get to where we are right now. We don't get here without making sacrifices and being willing to accept and overcome failure. That's number two. Number three, you must have your own market. I am not you and you are not me. Stop trying to be like me or be like another diamond coach. You all have a story. And as much as some of you think you don't have a story, you do have a story. Where you come from, the struggles you went through, maybe your weight loss journey, maybe your sickness journey. Kelly Della Vecchia blew us away and showed up to the event. And I hope all you guys got to see the video we made for her, blew us away. And this has changed her life, but it's probably God's way of saying, you know what? I'm going to chip away at you because you know, a diamond in its original form is a piece of coal. But if you're willing to be cut and you're willing to make sacrifices and things are allowed to happen to you in your life, and Kelly is going through her cancer, she's going to be able to connect and touch with tens and thousands of more people because of the story she has. So wherever you are, you need to be you. You need to be your brand where you are in life. And guys, let me tell you, you are not Beachbody. Your market, you are not Beachbody. You are you. Okay? So you have to find your niche or whatever it is, your brand, whatever it is. Don't try to be and copycat somebody else because we are all our own individuals. That's number three. Number four, leadership is where the magic happens. And write this down. Leadership is where the magic happens. Your true income growth, guys, is going to come when you start becoming a better leader. Period. Your true income growth is going to become better when you start becoming an improved and better leader. And there's 5 steps of being a great leader. 5 steps. Below this, below number 4. Number 1, personal development has to be done every single day. Period. And that goes back to you being able to overcome failure and you being able to handle the struggles and you being able to grow and learn how to be a better leader is going to be directly reflected upon what you're putting in your brain every single day. Because if you're putting positive in your brain and you're learning how to become a better leader and learning how to empower and equip people and learning how to talk to people better and learning how to get stuff done on time management and learning how whatever excuse you're giving yourself, personal development is a non-negotiable. If you are not doing personal development right now, I'm going to tell you straight up, you can grind your way to wherever you are. You may get to diamond. You may get to star diamond, but I'm telling you right now, you are going to struggle with developing other leaders and you're going to struggle growing this business. You're going to hit the ceiling, as John Maxwell sounds. It's the law of the lid. Your people will only grow as much as you grow. If you grow, your people grow. If you want your people around you to get better, you need to get better. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. I always say that. This is a must. That's number 1. Number 2, understand this is not about you. Number 2, understand this isn't about you. If you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. And write this down if you missed that. Help enough people get what they want, and you will get what you want. You guys need to pour into others and not focus on so much of, I need to get this person in my challenge group and sell something. It's about building relationships. This business should be called relationship marketing. I hate that it's a network marketing name, because it's really about building relationships. People will buy into you before they buy a T25, okay? Because if we're all selling the same stuff, the only difference is you. So you have to understand it's not about you, it's about them. Pour into your people. You should want to share this opportunity with everybody because it can change their life. Number 3, focus 80% of your time on your top 20%. And what I mean by that, for those of you that may have a couple of coaches and you're in the position now where you're a leader, 80% of your time needs to go with your top 20%. Do not waste your time going and trying to help the coaches that are not your top 20%. I'll tell you right now, if our team now of in excess of 1,000 coaches, my time is given to the top 20% of this team, which is mostly the diamonds and above, okay? But you can get bombarded and tied down dealing with people that are doing nothing. So I'm trying to tell you, focus on your leaders and water your roots. What do I mean by that? If you have a coach that's not doing anything and their coach is a rock star, water your roots and go down and help that coach. That's where your focus should be. Why? Because when you develop other leaders, your team will grow. When your team grows, your team cycle bonus goes up. And when your team cycle bonus goes up, so does your income. And let me tell you, it becomes a drag if you're with the people that are negative Nellies all the time and are saying this business doesn't work and are constantly bringing you down. When you're surrounded by people that are positive and relating to you, and yes, they're struggling, but have a championship work ethic and want to build this, it lifts you up. You want to surround yourself with anchors, not engines in life. Okay? Excuse me. You want to surround yourself with engines, not anchors. Excuse me. Sorry. People that lift you up, people that are going to drive you, people that are going to charge you, not people that are going to drag you down. Number 4, under the 5 steps of being a great leader. Number 4, connect with, listen to, support, and challenge your leaders. Connect with, listen to, support, and challenge your leaders. Guys, the magic happens when you get out of your comfort zone. So one of our star diamonds gave a great little speech. It was Jen Holman at our Super Saturday. And she spoke about earlier this year when I did some things and with our diamonds to stretch them, to start saying, you guys should all be doing this at this point. And it made people and it made Jen feel uncomfortable, but it was an amazing story because it stretched her. And that's about challenging your leaders. It doesn't matter if you only have one coach. If that coach is willing to grow and learn, then you need to challenge them. You need to tell them to get in the coach training. You need to challenge them to hit Success Club. All right? You need to challenge them. You want your coaches to pass you. And if you are a diamond or you're close to diamond, you have a bunch of coaches, it's about connecting to, listening to, supporting, and challenging your leaders, empowering them. That's number 4. Number 5, learn how to equip your coaches. I'll repeat, learn how to equip your coaches. And that's about our belief system. And under this, I have 5 quick things. So under 5, I have A, B, C, D, and E. This is the way you should be doing this with equipping your coaches. Number 1, if you have a new coach, you're telling them, I do it. That's number 1, or A. I do it. What does that mean? You are doing it for them. You are giving your new coach their website. You are telling your new coach how to sell a challenge pack. You are teaching your new coach exactly the 5-step invitation process. You are doing it for them. Then number 2, or B, is I do it, you watch. So now you're doing it, but they're watching you. They're watching you what you're doing so they can learn, you as their teacher. That's number 2. Number 3, it's you do it, I watch. Meaning your coach will do it, but now you're there to guide them. You're there to help them correct on their mistakes. You're there to help them overcome any objections that they may have. Okay? Number 4, you do it. Now you're at the point where you're now empowering your coach to go on their own and grow when it comes to equipping your coaches. So you have I do it, you watch, you do it, I watch. Now you're at you do it. All right? And the last one on that is then you do it, and now you have somebody with you. And they repeat the process. You do it, and they have someone with you. Before I wrap up, guys, and my last thoughts, are there any questions so far? If there is, or you need me to repeat something, unmute your line. Anybody? I'll scroll. I have 3. I'll look. Anybody? Wave if there is. No? All right, guys, and I'm going to finish with this. When we finish this call, right, you're full of ideas. But let me tell you, everybody's full of ideas, and it means nothing. Knowledge means nothing unless you take action, okay? It means nothing. What you do when you get off this call, are you going to push to get to Emerald? Are you going to try to get to Success Club? Because I've said in the It Starts to Diamond group with other leaders that you get out of life who you are, not what you want. Every one of you right now probably says, I want to make 6 figures in this business. I want to hit Success Club. I want to be a diamond. I want to be a leader like Suzanne and to be on the top of the call. But that's great, guys. But that's what you all say with your mouth. I'm going to be very straight. It's you get out of life who you are. Are you going to grind? Are you going to rise and grind? Are you going to commit to do the work in order to be successful? Because it's on you to be successful. If you want to be successful and you're not successful, you're the only one responsible. And I leave you with this last thing to think about. It's like a metaphor. You guys are around an open ocean right now, okay? You're all swimming around an open ocean, and here comes a boat. And it's the Team Perseverance boat, and it's the other leaders and diamonds that are on there, and we just threw you a raft in the middle of the ocean. My question to you, are you going to grab onto that raft? Are you going to take what we're giving you to be successful? Are you going to get into 30-day coach training on Monday? Are you going to hit Success Club? Are you going to sit out there in the ocean and watch everybody else jump on that raft to be successful? Guys, go after this stinking business. This is an amazing business. It can change your life. Go for it. I want to see amazing results this week. I'll talk to you guys all soon. Bye-bye.